Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck. Earlier this week, we showed you some of our interviews with Sam Wolf and the Oshima brothers who performed in Music Alley last week. Now, during this full report, we're going to have more of our interviews with Sam and the Oshimas, coming to a destination that continues to gain popularity as the years fly by. Residents came out, as they have over the past few years, for another pair of performances at Bridgewater's Music Alley. This local summer concert series offers performers who are up and coming a chance to perform in a small setting with close to 100 members in the audience. And of course, some local food doesn't hurt the cause either. Our cameras were on hand for the August 15th performances, which featured the Oshima brothers from Maine and Sam Wolf, who some may remember took part in season 13 of American Idol, finishing 6th that year. For all three artists, performing in a small atmosphere like Music Alley is something that might be preferred at times over a large crowd.
It's really nice to play a free concert, and we're really grateful to be in many cities around the country, but especially in here in New England, and playing a show to people that anyone can afford is really a special thing. So thank you to Bridgewater and Music Alley for having us, for sure.
Yeah, I'm always excited for new crowds, and I like the intimate crowds more than the bigger shows. So this is like my perfect kind of thing for me.
Sweet Caroline. Sam's performances on Idol was something a lot of people noticed when he appeared on the Music Alley schedule. And while he performed covers of songs on the show, he does write original pieces, which offers a chance to reach out to people that listen to his work.
I mean, it's really important to me to write the songs and to put them out there, not just for me, but for other people. Anybody could relate to them, so I always try to throw in a few in there in my set.
The Oshima brothers are currently on a national tour, which means there's a lot of time on the road with each other. And although they may bicker like brothers, when it comes to performing and working, they each contribute to make an excellent product.
We've got plenty of bickering, but we also just, I think we complement each other incredibly. Sean writes a lot of songs, and I do a lot of recording. I make videos for us, and Sean deals with emailing everybody, so we just figure it all out.
We share the workload, and yeah, it does work out fairly well.
These musical acts are just the latest to take the stage in the Alley, an area that continues to grow in popularity to a point where artists are now reaching out to the board to perform.
We've had a great showing tonight, and a great showing actually all season. It seems to be growing a little bit every season, so we're really pleased with that. It's really not too surprising to us. It's a really unique venue. The acoustics are really good. We have great sound in here, and yeah, we're definitely getting known, and people are contacting us throughout the off season to come to Bridgewater play.
I talked to a couple people today that are maybe interested in, performing here at Music Alley. If there is a band or a performer watching, what's the best way to try and take the stage here at Music Alley coming up in 2020?
The best thing to do is contact us at bridgewatermusicalley.com or on our Facebook site. Make an introduction, and we'll definitely contact you during the off season.
The groups are picked by the board, and in the end, this is actually a voluntary board that shares a general characteristic.
The entire board is made up of local business owners and just local residents that love music, and we seem to be growing. Even the board grows a little bit every year, and all of our helpers are all just doing it for the love of music.
As you look at the remaining schedule, we do remind you to stick around after the program to hear some of the original music from the Alley. Bridgewater State University will be conducting its own mosquito spraying coming up this Saturday. This is different from what the state's doing right now as far as the aerial spraying around southeastern Massachusetts. The spraying that will be performed at BSU will be more ground-based and will be conducted near high-traffic pedestrian walkway areas, resident halls, and university buildings from 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. Again, this is coming up this Saturday. This is the second spraying in a series of 3. The third and final spraying will be conducted coming up in a few weeks. We all know how traffic can be on Fridays on Route 24 during rush hour during the summertime with roadblocks on either side of the roadway. Last Friday, West Bridgewater resident James Dealey saw an American flag on the side of the highway near the median around the Bridgewater-West Bridgewater line on Route 24. After initially driving by it, James waited for about 20 minutes before running over to grab the flag and then waited another 15 minutes near the median. James told Wicked Local in an interview, quote, "It was important to me because it's the American flag and you should respect it. I still have the utmost respect for this country, and I expect as an American anyone else would do the same thing. People kept beeping at me, positively beeping at me, I think at least, "Just saying good job for picking up the flag. I was just holding it in my hand at that point." He goes on to say, "A lot of people were saying it was really stupid that I did that, but people do things that are far, far worse or risky and dangerous than running across a highway to support and protect the flag." James plans to get the flag professionally cleaned and hang it up in his backyard. Coming up on October 27th, the New England Patriots take on the Cleveland Browns in what many are thinking is going to be a potential playoff preview, and you actually have the opportunity to be there. This is part of quite the raffle being conducted by the Old Bridgewater Historical Society, which is celebrating their 125th year of operation. The tickets I mentioned earlier are club seats valued at about $700 and are part of the basket that will be awarded to one winner. There's also over $1,000 worth of local gift certificates from local businesses, including Bridgewater Bagel, My Sister and I, Champions Barbershop, and South Shore Cleaners. You also get a one-year membership to the OBHS and Ancestry DNA kit, and much more. Tickets are 5 for $20 and can be purchased at the website on the bottom of your screen, and the winner will be drawn at the 99 restaurant here in Bridgewater on September 24th. Time to get a check of weather now with Jeff Fowler. And Jeff, we had quite the light show here in town last night, and even some showers coming through on this Thursday, but looking forward to the weekend, we have quite the touch of fall coming up.
Well, that is correct, John. We did have some of those pouring rains that came in here later Wednesday evening. We have had some storms today ahead of the approaching cold front. They've been close to Bridgewater, although the focus has shifted a bit south down towards the south coast here, especially Middleborough and south of there down towards maybe Fall River and New Bedford, and heading over across towards Plymouth. That's where the action has been today. There'll be another round coming in here as a little wave moves along the front overnight tonight into Friday morning. Friday is transition day here, and sometimes these transitions take a little time. That's what's going to happen here. So we will have the front move through here tonight. But again, with a little area of low pressure on there, we could have some rainfall overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then once that clears out, we're setting up for a much cooler and drier and a really nice weekend, especially for late August for sure. Now that rain did pound in some areas here yesterday. We picked up almost 5 inches of rain in parts of Connecticut, including East Hartford. We had just over 2 inches in Methuen, just under 2 inches in Norton, and just over an inch in Fitchburg. Here in Bridgewater, a lot of the heavier rain came in just after our station gave its official report, so we'll find out tomorrow how much rainfall we had last night. We'll kind of add that up with what we have here tonight. No real watches and warnings out there right now, although there's a special weather statement on parts of southeastern New York. That's for the thunderstorms down there. And some of this activity, again, will head in towards our area later on tonight. You can see that on radar now, starting to approach western Connecticut, some heavier rain heading back towards Hartford County, for example. And as we go through the afternoon, evening, those will cross Rhode Island and on into southeastern Massachusetts. It's all part of this front that is now pushing on through our region. But again, as we mentioned, there's a little area of low pressure that's going to form along this front. It's going to pull it back towards the coast just a little bit. So as you get later on this evening into the overnight hours, especially the wee hours of tomorrow morning, we could hear some rain falling on the air conditioner on the roofs here a little bit as we go through the overnight hours. It's going to keep the clouds around, I think, tomorrow morning too, but eventually, as we go through the afternoon, we'll start to clear things out here. Decent day if you're thinking of heading to the fair tomorrow after those showers in the morning. We'll have clearing skies, probably temperatures in the mid-70s. Now, if you're looking to head to the fair tomorrow night, you might want to grab a jacket or an extra layer because temperatures are going to cool down here. We'll be just barely around 70 on Saturday with partly sunny skies. Sunday, for the most part, will be dry. I think 80 to 90% of us will be fine. But somewhere in southern New England, there'll be a couple of pop-up showers as winds kind of shift off the water. It's going to be a cool day, too, upper 60s to around 70s heading towards the fairgrounds. So for tonight, we do keep the humid conditions around one more night with those showers around. There'll be some downpours embedded too, temperatures in the mid-60s. Now tomorrow, it's really the early morning. We're talking before lunchtime, so maybe even in some cases before that commute, 4 or 5 in the morning, we could see some downpours. Then we start to clear things out. We will average a high around 80 tomorrow before temperatures start to drop. Now Saturday will stay in the mid-80s under partly sunny skies. I think that's going to be a really nice day here. Sunday, there's that chance of a pop-up shower again. Not everybody will see it, but you'll see some clouds around. Be kind of cool too, where temperatures only in the low 70s. We'll hold on to that cool weather on Monday with that wind off the water. Tuesday, we'll start to rebound and we'll be back in the 80s by the middle of next week. Enjoy.
All right, thanks, Jeff. In health today, this isn't breaking news, but working long days could be detrimental to your health. A recent study says that working long hours could increase your risk for a stroke. This study was conducted on more than 140,000 people, and researchers found that those who worked more than 10 hours per day for at least 50 days were more likely to suffer a stroke. The risk is even greater for those that worked long days for 10 plus years. Working long hours could have a detrimental effect on your diet and cause increased stress and high blood pressure, and of course that leaves less time for physical activity. If we're exhausted and starving, we're likely to grab a quick bite, which is usually fast food. Doctors do say that it's becoming more common for people to work jobs that require long or irregular hours, but that doesn't mean that we should put our health on the back burner for the sake of our job. So make sure to recognize the importance of maintaining a good work-life balance.
They found that there was a slightly increased odds of having a stroke in the population that was working more than 10 hours. Make sure that your stress level is well controlled. I mean, you could try something like yoga or breathing exercises, even something to really kind of get away from work, because if you don't, it can have some effects on your health.
Thanks for watching this Bridgewater Now update. I'm John Luck. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to take a look now at some of the original music that was played in Music Alley back on August 15th by Sam Wolf and the Yoshima Brothers. See you later.
Sitting down here by the southbound train to hitch a ride home back to you. I see a man, he's got a lonely face. So son, where you headed to? I said I'm headed past the water on a southbound train, back to see my baby in the car, her name. I know I've been going up, baby, I'm coming home. I know I've been going up, baby, I'm coming home. Then you grab my hand and pull me fast forward in time. You made my sky expand when I was seeing color. Then you grab my hand and pull me fast forward in time. You made my sky expand when I was seeing color.